Hello guys, welcome to the Timmy James Show. I'm not having the theme song play at the moment because I want to have as much time as much time for this as possible. And yes, of course, I'm talking about my third and final episode, the third and final part of the Harvey Weinstein episode of the Timmy James Show. So let's get back into it, shall we? We were, just in case you guys, there's some people listening to this one and you haven't heard the other ones yet, go back and hear the other ones, like the other Harvey Weinstein episodes, because then you'll know what I'm talking about, because I'm just going to jump straight back in. Alright, so this one is from, Alright, this one's from Nathan Lane. Amid the allegations of sexual harassment against Harvey Weinstein, Nathan Lane said that Weinstein threw him against the wall at Hillary Clinton's birthday party. During an interview at the New Yorker Festival on Saturday night, Lane recalled firing back, "You can't hurt me. I don't have a film career." Now, it depends when this was, because, yes, at the moment, Nathan Lane doesn't really have a film career, or he is just kidding, I don't know. But anyway, I haven't really seen him in much, but I've seen him in more TV than anything else. But yeah. Alright. Here's another one. Another person who's spoken out against Harvey Weinstein. We're almost done, guys. Rebecca Traister. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or Traister, or I don't know. On Thursday, journalist Rebecca Traister wrote a story for New York Magazine about how in 2000 Harvey Weinstein allegedly called her a cunt and pushed her co-worker down the steps after he tried to intervene on her behalf. See? He's an asshole. Now, here's where the story gets juicy. I've actually read this, not only that, I've heard about this one. Now here's one from Lindsay Lohan. Now, they shouldn't have put this in the, in the article, because, she is for him. Like, basically, she's come out and said that everyone is lying about this whole Harvey Weinstein sex scandal, which is absolute bullshit. Because these are graphic details, and it's not just something you can make up. Yes, these are all actors and actresses, but they clearly wouldn't be able to they would be able to make this up, but they're not making it up. Because it sounds legit, and it is legit. So anyway, I won't even read the Lindsay Lohan one, because, it's not good. Yeah. Alright. Here's one from Meryl Streep. Now, you know it's going to be good because she's very political. I love her political sense of humour. Especially when she dressed up as Donald Trump. That was funny. Alright. On Monday, Meryl Streep spoke out against her frequent collaborator, saying the disgraceful news about Harvey Weinstein has appalled those of us whose work he championed and those whose good and worthy causes he supported. The intrepid women who raised their voices to expose this abuse are our heroes. Oh, that's nice, Meryl. Ooh, now here's where it gets interesting. I didn't even know she was involved. Emma Watson, aka Hermione Granger. She has come out and said something about Harvey Weinstein. Alright. Oh, she's an outspoken feminist. I didn't know that. Alright. The outspoken feminist mentioned Weinstein by name on Twitter, where she spoke out but offered her support to the women who claimed they were sexually harassed by the movie mogul. I stand with all the women who have been sexually harassed and am awestruck by their bravery, she wrote. This mistreatment has to stop. In this instance, it was women affected, but I also stand with all the men, indeed any person who has suffered sexual harassment. See, he's just a fucking idiot. Alright. Colin Firth. Alright. The actor who won an Oscar for the Weinstein film The King's Speech spoke out against his former boss on October 10. He released a statement to The Guardian about his experiences with Weinstein and said, reading the stories of women who have been allegedly harassed by Weinstein left him with a feeling of nausea. He also spoke about Weinstein's influence in the industry and how that made him a tough person to defy. It's also feeling of nausea that it's with a feeling of nausea. It's with a feeling of nausea that I read what was going on while I was benefiting from Harvey Weinstein's support. He wrote, he was a powerful and frightening man to stand up to. Must have been terrifying for these women to step up and call him out, and horrifying to be subjected to that kind of harassment. I applaud their courage. So do I. Ooh. Sounds like I got an auto-tune for some reason. Alright. Alright. Ewan McGregor. Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. McGregor spoke out about Weinstein on Twitter, saying that he'd heard talk of Weinstein's alleged saying that he'd heard talk of Weinstein's alleged behaviour for years. Weinstein, he wrote, It's about time this came to light. Heard rumours over the years, but this is awful. Bye, bully. When another Twitter user asked McGregor why he didn't speak up earlier, he wrote back, "The rumours I heard at the time were of inappropriate behaviour, nothing closer to what we're reading about now." Huh. Ooh! Benedict Cumberbatch. I just saw who the next person is, but I'm not going to say until I read this Benedict Cumberbatch one. The actor worked with Weinstein on the film The Imitation Game, which earned him an Oscar nomination. And on the current war, which is due out later this year, Weinstein has removed his name from the title. He condemned Weinstein and condemned the women who were speaking out about allegations of sexual harassment and assault. I'm only disgusted by the continuing revelations of Harvey Weinstein's horrible and unforgettable actions, he said in a statement on Tuesday according to Metro UK. Alright. We need to collectively stand up and support victims of abuse, such as the brave and inspiring women who have spoken out against him, and say, we hear you and we believe you. We hear you and believe you. That way others may be emboldened by our support to come forward and speak. But we shouldn't wait until there are any more stories like this. We as an industry, as a society at large, need to play our part. There has to be zero support. There has to be zero tolerance. I'm having trouble breathing. I'll just sit up. Yeah, just put the iPad over there. Alright. There you go, I got my hands free, I'm sitting up a bit, and I'm happy. Okay. Alright. Play that part. There has to be zero tolerance to such behaviour in any walk of life. We owe that to these women. These women's bravery in coming forward. Now here's one the one that I was just talking about before. That I said I wouldn't reveal until I finished reading Benedict Cumberbatch. I finished reading Benedict Cumberbatch, and I wish I had a drum roll, but I do have a desk, I do have knees, so, and this microphone's pretty powerful, so here we go. Alright. The 30th name in this list is Hillary Clinton. And no, I wasn't meaning to make it like she was getting an award. But you know what award she deserves? Being President of the United States. Because, like, yes, there's some shady things about Hillary, but, like, there are more shady things about Trump than anything else. And if Hillary was in office, all the shit that's going down, it'll be squashed. I reckon. Or even if they had Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton. Weinstein was a prolific donor to the Democratic Party and several prominent Democratic politicians, including Clinton. She released a statement on Tuesday stating, "I was shocked." Dropped the microphone there. There. Stop playing with the microphone, Tim. Alright. She released a statement on Tuesday stating, "I was shocked and appalled by the revelations about Harvey Weinstein. The behaviour described by women coming forward cannot be tolerated. Their courage and the support of others is critical in helping to stop this kind of behaviour." She did not address the donations he'd made to her campaign. Ooh, Brad Pitt, and it's only a short one. Alright. Though Pitt has not released a statement, his representative did confirm Paltrow's account and his own part in this situation to the New York Times. After Paltrow told Pitt of Weinstein's harassment, Pitt approached him at a premiere and told him not to touch Paltrow again, according to sources. Alright. Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio released a statement on social media. "There is no excuse for sexual harassment or sexual assault, no matter who you are and no matter what profession. I applaud the strength and courage of all the women who came forward and made their voices heard." Matt Damon. Please tell me. Oh, damn it. I was thinking People magazine would be nice enough to include Ben Affleck's one after his, but they didn't. What? They're not Good Will Hunting fans or Ogma fans? They don't like seeing them together? Amid the mounting revelations of sexual harassment or abuse against Weinstein, the rap founder Sharon Waxman on Sunday claimed Damon and Russell Crowe had mentioned in a 2004 story she was writing for the New York Times about behaviour by Weinstein and the head of Miramax Italy, Fabrizio Lombardo. Waxman told Waxman claimed Eamon and Crow called her directly to vouch for Lombardo. Her story was ultimately killed by the New York Times. Huh. And the New York Times is the one that's responsible for all this coming to light now, because they were the ones that first report the story. In an interview with Deadline, Eamon said that he thought the article was never a negative piece on Lombardo, a producer on the talented Mr. on the talented Mr. Ripley, who he also said that he never saw this behaviour from Weinstein, and that we'll try to look out for it more now. Now, before I read the rest of it, because it's a big one, Matt Damon, he was one of the 3 people that I thought of, when I heard about this Harvey Weinstein thing. For one reason. If it wasn't for Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier handing the script of Good Will Hunting to Harvey Weinstein, that movie never would have gotten made. But yeah, okay. The actor who also championed the women speaking out. I did 5 or 6 months with Harvey. I never saw this, he told Deadline. I think a lot of actors have come out and said everybody's saying we all knew. That's not true. This type of predation happens behind closed doors and out of public view. If there was ever an event that I was at and Harvey was doing this kind of thing and I didn't see it, then I am so deeply sorry, because I would have stopped it. And I will peel my eyes back now farther than I ever have to look for this type of behaviour, because we now know that it happens. I feel horrible for these women, and it's wonderful they have this incredible courage and are standing up now. Glenn Close. Close said in a statement that though Weinstein had been decent to her, she'd heard rumours about his behaviour. I'm angry, not just at him and the conspiracy of silence around his actions, but also that the casting couch phenomenon, so to speak, is still a reality in our businesses. Sadly, that is true, because when, especially in like when they talk about the casting couch, I've heard stories about the casting couch, not just about Harvey Weinstein, but about other people, and it can be brutal. There's a perfect example Jim Jeffries had, before he had the Jim Jeffries show, he had a TV show called Legit, which was based on his life. And it was sort of like Ice, sort of like Louis. And basically, there was this one episode where Carrie Fisher was the guest star, and she was playing this huge comedy exec. So basically, Jim went in for an interview with her, and he was telling her some of his jokes and all that. And then all of a sudden she's like, alright, I can make you even more famous. I can get you roles in huge movies and stuff, but I need to know if you're willing to do anything to get ahead in this town. And he said, yeah, I'll do anything. So she puts her leg up on the desk and says, eat my pussy. No, she says lick my pussy, actually. And like, it's just, like, yes, Carrie Fisher is very funny, and I found that funny, but she, like, yes, back in her Princess Leia days, she was attractive, and like, but right up until she died, she sort of had the appearance, like the grandma appearance, sort of. I'm not meaning to offend anyone or any of her family or anything. It's still a huge loss that she's gone. And it's almost been a year since she died, but it's almost been a year since she died, but anyway, alright. Alright, I'll finish this Glenn Close thingy. She'd heard rumours about his behaviour. I'm angry, not just at him and the conspiracy of silence around his actions, but also the casting couch phenomenon, so to speak, is still a reality in our business and in the world. The horrible pressure, the awful expectation put on a woman when a powerful, egotistical, entitled bully expects sexual favours in exchange for a job. She said in a statement, ours is an industry in which very few actors are indispensable, and women are cast in far fewer roles than men. So the stakes are higher for women and make them more vulnerable to the manipulation of a predator. I applaud the monumental courage of the women who have spoken up. I hope that their stories and the reportage that gave them their voices represents a tipping point, that more stories will be told and that change will follow. Alright. We're not even done yet, and alright, I just need to check how. I only got 15 minutes left in the podcast. Fuck. Alright. Charlize Theron. In an Instagram post on Tuesday, Theron spoke out against the Weinstein allegations and said she sadly wasn't shocked to hear them. I unfortunately cannot say that I'm surprised. She wrote the culture has always existed, not just in Hollywood but across the world. And many men in positions of power have gotten away with it for far too long. We cannot blame the victims here. A lot of these women are young, just starting out in their respective fields, and have absolutely no way to stand up to a man with such influence much greater than theirs. If they speak up, they are shut down, and that could end it. And that could be the end of their career. So true, so true. Oh, George Clooney. Clooney spoke out against the film producer who gave him his first big break in the 1996 film From Dusk Till Dawn in an extensive interview with the Daily Beast. Now, the Daily Beast is obviously like a gossip site. I'm just letting you guys know that it's not another name for Harvey Weinstein. Alright. Okay. It's indefensible that that's the only word you can start with. Harvey's admitted it, and it's indefensible, Clooney said. The Suburbicon director said he'd heard rumours about Harvey Weinstein since the 1990s. Hold on, go sneeze. That sneeze was powerful and made the microphone go. Okay. The Suburbicon director said he had heard rumours about Weinstein since the 1990s, but only the certain actresses had slept with Harvey. Yeah, but only that certain actresses have slept with Harvey to get a role, and dismissed the gossip as something said to diminish the actress's talent. I'd known Harvey for 20 years, but I can tell you that I've never seen any of this behaviour, ever, Clooney said, adding that he was not aware of how Weinstein reportedly reached settlements with at least 8 women, as first revealed by the New York Times. I didn't hear how anything about that, and I don't know anyone that did. That's a whole other level, and there's no way you can reconcile that. There's nothing to say except that it's indefensible, Clooney explained. Oh, they do a Ben Affleck on here. Alright. Here's one from Kate Blanchett. Alright. Quick fact about Kate Blanchett. My brother, no, not the crazy drug addict, the other one, the crazy homosexual film director, he And no, I wasn't trying to be homophobic. He actually is homosexual. And I'm not saying that meaning to say it in a derogative way. Any man in a position of power or authority who thinks it's his prerogative to threaten, intimidate, or sexually assault any woman any woman he encounters or works alongside needs to be called to account. It is never easy for a woman to come forward in such situations, and I wholeheartedly support those who have. Blanchett said in a statement to Variety. Okay. How much time we got? Still got 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. What I'll do is I'll do what I did on the other episode and do a split screen thing. Okay. Now here's Ben Affleck's thing. Now it's a bit long, but I'll try and get through it as quick as possible. Ben Affleck also strongly denounced the man who gave him his start with Good Will Hunting. The actor issued a statement on his social media saying that he was saddened and angry that a man who I worked with used his position of power to intimidate, sexually harass and manipulate many women over decades. Affleck then referenced the New Yorker reports that further alleged that Weinstein had committed sexual assault. The additional allegations of assault that I read this morning made me sick. This is completely unacceptable, and I find myself asking what I can do to make sure this doesn't happen to others. Affleck said to do better at protecting our sisters, friends, co-workers and daughters, we must support those who come forward, condemn this type of behaviour when we see it, and help ensure there are more women in positions of power. Help ensure there are more women in positions of power. Alright, here's one from Jennifer Lawrence. Now, I'm not meaning to be rude or disrespectful or anything, but I kind of saw this coming because she's Jennifer Lawrence. Like, she's had heaps of people pick on her. And I'm not saying that to be mean, I'm just saying that because it's true. Jennifer Lawrence added her voice to the chorus of actors who won Oscars for starring in Weinstein films. Lawrence, who won Silver Linings Playbook and later thanked Weinstein. She said she was deeply disturbed to hear of the allegations against the Hollywood mogul in a statement to People. I worked with Harvey for 5 years. I worked with Harvey 5 years ago and did not experience any form of harassment personally, nor did I know any of these allegations. She said, this kind of abuse is inexcusable and absolutely upsetting. She continued, my heart goes out to all the women all the women affected by these gross actions, and I want to thank them for their bravery to come forward. Oh, finally. Well, we just heard from Kate Blanchett. Here's another Australian woman. Nicole Kidman. In a statement released to People, Nicole Kidman, who has worked with Weinstein on 7 films, including Lion 9, Cold Mountain, and others, put her support behind any victims, making allegations against the famed film producer. Alright. Alright, I gotta wrap this up quickly because, I only got 3 minutes and whatever. I won't even have the theme song playing at the end. I'll just keep reading. As I've stated before, publicly I support and applaud all women, and these women who speak out against any abuse and misuse of power, be it domestic violence or sexual harassment in the workforce. The actress 50 said, I don't really need to know her age, but anyway, the actress 50 said, we need to eradicate this behaviour. Judi Dench. In a statement released on Monday, Judi Dench added her own condemnation of Weinstein. Whilst there is no doubt Harvey Weinstein has helped and championed my career for the past 20 years, I was completely unaware of these offences, which are of course horrifying, and I offer my sympathetic to those who have suffered, and wholehearted support to those who have spoken out. Kate Winslet. Oh, this is a long one. Alright. Okay, I'm not gonna have time to read all that, so it's gonna be a 4-part episode now. Fuck. Anyway, I'm Timmy James. I don't give a fuck, and we'll continue this discussion on the next episode. Fuck. The joys of having your wisdom tooth taken out. And, oh, by the way, I went to the dentist today, and I had, a filling put in, and oh my god, my face was so fucking numb. They even made my throat numb. I don't even know how they did it, but they did it. It actually helped, because when I was eating hot foods, I couldn't feel it. So I could basically set my tongue on fire, and I wouldn't have been able to feel it. So anyway, I'm Timmy James. I don't give a fuck. Bye, and we'll continue this